Thank you.
Awesome. So we can mute the microphones and just to make sure that we have all the toys today. So I hope you have your therapy balls.
Yep.
Yeah. Then a blanket, or if you have a bolster, you know, that would be awesome. Or you can use like a couple of blankets like this, so you have a little bit of a height. And then if you have yoga blocks, that's awesome. So, or instead of the yoga blocks, you can use some medium-sized books, right? So 4, so they kind of the same height as a yoga block would be. Okay. So, and we'll start seated, but I want you to come up onto a little bit of a height, so you can, when you sit, you can keep your curve through the lower back going, right? So you can be either on your bolster, your legs can be in the front, whatever works for you, right? Or you can even be on your stool. And we'll find your therapy balls. I hope everybody has them. Yeah. So we'll continue working on our upper body. It's so important because, you know, it directly affects our breathing mechanics, and breathing is our lifeline, right? So find your therapy ball, and we'll just start by rolling one of your therapy balls underneath your collarbone, whichever collarbone you decide to go for first. Mm-hmm. There you go. And you might find that place quite tender. Mm-hmm. And you decide how much pressure you want to apply, right? And maybe you can even find some bare skin there. If you have a t-shirt, maybe you can pull it down and try sort of pinning your skin down with the ball and twisting it around and see how it catches the skin.
I do.
Yeah. So go around there and just see if like the skin is movable, in fact. If you found a spot that doesn't move quite as well, spend a bit more time there. So twist, pinch the skin and then move the ball around so it kind of moves the layers of skin, right, with it. And then find a spot sort of closer to the midline, right under the collarbone here. So pinch, twist, right? And then see if you can move your head side to side while still pinching and pulling on the skin there. So you can move your chin up and down. And you can switch the positioning of your ball, sort of stay on the same side, but keep exploring the patches of skin underneath the collarbone. And keep moving your head. Mm-hmm. And I'll go right in between the collarbones here. So press the ball down and then pull it down like this. So it's kind of creating some tension through the skin. And then lift your chin up slightly and then move the chin side to side. And then explore a couple more places closer to the midline. There's a big sheet of tissue here. When it gets tight, it kind of pulls our head forward. So we're trying to mobilize that a little bit. And then go over to the other side. Feels amazing, right? So it doesn't have to feel very intense or pinchy, right? It's still an enjoyable sensation, but it does feel like stretching and gentle kind of pulling, separating all those layers of skin, connective tissue. So go, you can roll first. Notice how this side is doing. Maybe it's more sensitive. Okay. And then find again some skin to press against. So the balls have this grippy quality to them, right? So press down, then twist so it pinches the skin, right? And then you move the skin layers with the ball. And explore different spots here. And you can start moving your head side to side. sort of explore, right? Just see what it feels like to move your head and neck while holding the skin and pulling the skin. So try the outer sort of side of the collarbone, pull the skin down there with the ball, and then look towards the opposite shoulder and lift the chin up slightly. And you'll feel the pull go right behind your ear there, probably. Okay, now we'll put the ball down and we'll arrange our blankets or your bolster in such a way that it supports the upper back. So I'll show you my arrangement. Hopefully you can see me well. So my bolster is here, and I'm gonna put my blanket sort of right in the middle of the bolster. So, or if you don't have a bolster, you can have two blankets like this, and then you'll put your book or a couple of books or your yoga block in the middle. So the idea is that your upper back and your head are supported, and your middle back is hovering off the floor. So I'm going to use my bolster and my block here. The edge of your support will line up with the bottom edge of your shoulder blades, and the other support, your book or your blanket, will be right underneath your head. And then the best way to get down is to go down onto the side first, and then onto your support. Feel underneath your middle back and make sure it's hovering off the floor. And then gently poke around underneath your ribs with your fingers and notice that the ribs are kind of lifted up. So invite the rib cage to relax down towards the floor. You can have your knees bent, feet on the ground, and allow the knees to come together, and that you'll find that it's easy to relax your rib cage down. And bring your arms out into a T shape, palms up. Let's close our eyes, and we'll just take a few breaths here. Keep softening your middle back towards the floor. Notice how much of your body is available to your breath this moment. Breathing in and out through the nose. Inviting the three-dimensional expansion into your ribcage, all around your waistline, into your belly. Beautiful. So the next exhale, try to make it slightly longer than before and wait till the exhale is at its very bottom. And notice how the front rim of your ribcage is pulled down at the very bottom of the exhalation. So linger there a little bit. Notice how your abdominal wall gets tense when you do that. And then wait for the new inhale to come in. Not a huge inhale, just a regular one. Feel the three-dimensional expansion again. And then exhale. Really slow down the exhale and feel for the gentle pull at the very bottom of the exhalation that tenses up your abdominal wall. And then the new inhale comes in, expand. And exhale, soften and wait for that gentle tensing up, gentle hugging in sensation at the bottom of the exhalation. Beautiful. Make sure your middle back is still relaxing towards the floor. And we'll start slow snow angel moves with your arms up and down along the floor. think of reaching your upper arm away from the armpit. If you found a line of stretch that feels really nice and juicy, you can sort of linger there. Make sure the back of your hands are resting on the floor. Move your head side to side gently. And then maybe bring your arms slightly higher up as long as the backs of your hands are still connected to the floor. Then stay there for a few breaths. Now bring your arms back into like a T shape, so they're roughly in line with your shoulders. And then we'll bring the thumbs into the floor and rotate the arms out so the pinkies are pointing up towards the sky. Your ceiling, right? Check in with your ribs. Are they flaring out? Is your middle back still relaxing towards the floor? Okay, nice. Now we're going to glide the thumbs along the floor with our pinkies pointed up towards the ceiling. As soon as you feel your thumbs lifting off the floor, stop there, take a breath, and then slowly glide your arms all the way down towards your hips. We'll do 2 more times. The middle back is relaxing towards the floor. Your thumbs are gliding along the floor. You're reaching your upper arms away from the armpits, so lengthening the top part of your arm. Up and down, a couple more times. Notice when the sensation of stretch changes in your upper arm. Beautiful. Nice. Now bring your hands together and we're going to reach them up towards the sky. And then separate your fingertips so your arms become parallel. And then you'll try to reach both arms up and you'll feel how your shoulder blades are lifted off your support. And then you pull the arms down and you feel your shoulder blades finding contact with your support again. And then reach up. And then pull down. And your rib cage is relaxed and heavy on your support. Reach up. And then pull down. One more time, reach up. And pull down. Beautiful. So now connect your pointers and bring your elbows out to the side so your arms make sort of like a diamond shape in front of your torso. And now we're going to pull the elbows towards your knees, keeping your arms parallel to the floor, sort of like cactus arms. And then you're going to bring your fingertips back together with your elbows reaching away from each other. Cactus arms. And again, pull the elbows down parallel to the floor in the direction of your legs. And then bring them back up over your head. One more time. Tense up your arms, so like you're holding something right on top of you and you're pushing it away. And back. Let's do it one more time. Pull your elbows down. Your rib cage is relaxed. Lovely. And then relax your arms by your sides. Take a moment here. 2 more breaths. Maybe move your head side to side. Relaxing the neck, your jaw. And then make your way onto your side and push yourself up. Lovely. So we'll rearrange our support. You can move your blanket or your bolster so it's in front of you. If you don't have a bolster, you can use your books. So essentially, I want you to be able to come down onto your forearms like this. So there's a little bit of height underneath your upper body. You don't have to go quite so low onto the floor. Right. So maybe your books, I'll use my bolster. So go down onto your forearms. We'll warm up our ankles a little bit because we'll go onto we'll sit over our knees in a little bit. So I want you to pull your toes in. Can you see my feet? Yeah. And then let's keep the left ankle flexed. And then we'll point the right foot. And then you pull the right toes in. And then you point. And then you pull in. And you point. One more time. Pull in. Push through your forearms so you're not collapsing your chest down. Your spine stays in neutral, right? So keep pointing and flexing your right ankle. Then the next time you flex your ankle, see if you can move your foot off to the side, your knee stays glued to the floor, and then back to midline, and then out to the side, and back to midline, out to the side, and back to midline, and then point both feet, and maybe rest in the child pose. If you can send your hips back, rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Take a moment. See how your right ankle is doing. Breathe into the belly. Can you allow your belly to relax towards the floor or your inhale? And then let's come back up. Pressing through the forearms so we're not collapsing through the chest. And now it's your left ankle. So you're pulling the toes in. I'll move my leg here so you can see my ankle. And then point. And then pull in. And then point. Pull in. Can you pull the toes even closer to your knee? Pull, pull, pull. So stay there. Now try to move your foot out to the side with your knee glued to the floor. And back to center. Out to the side. Keep pulling the toes in. One more time. In. Out. And then back in. And then point. Beautiful. And we'll take a break again. So widen your knees a little bit. Send your hips back. Point both feet. And then rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Lovely. Okay. So we'll come up. If your knees are sensitive, and if sitting back on your heels is not an option, so the way to modify it would be to take a blanket, stick it right inside your knees, and then sit back over your shins. So, and then if your ankles are still, I know that Donna might have a little bit of a trouble sitting back like this, you can have another blanket under your, so one is inside the knees and the other blanket is sort of right underneath your ankles, and then you sit back like this. This might be an option for you. Or you can tuck your toes under and then stay like this, okay? So decide if you want the support under your knees and under your ankles. And then your bolster or your books will be in the front. And I want your therapy balls here within reach. We'll place our hands on the support, and actually harder support would work best, like blocks or books. So we're going to place our hands onto the blocks or the books. And I want you to try to lift your palms off the support and then put them down. Up and down. Try to keep your elbows straight, fingers straight, up and down. One more time. Up and down. Okay. So now we're going to tuck the toes under. And then that way we'll load our arms a little bit more. So here, can you spread your fingers so that the thumbs are sort of pointing towards one another? Pushing into your support. See if you can rotate the eye of your elbow forward like this. Notice if the shoulders want to creep up to your ears, push into your support and keep trying to rotate the eye of the elbow, this part, forward. And it's like you're corkscrewing your hands into your support without moving the hands, but what it does is it moves the upper arm, right? Externally rotating the shoulder. And your arms are shoulder width apart, right? They're not together, they're shoulder width apart. Okay. If your ankles are getting tired, you can untuck your toes and sit back onto your heels. But we're stretching the toes, right? Okay, so now rotating the eye of the elbow forward. From here, can you allow your shoulder blades to come together? And then push into your support, and that will widen the space between your shoulder blades. And then you relax the chest towards the floor, and that action sort of squeezes the shoulder blades together, and then you push. So I like this variation because it kind of keeps our rib cage fixed, right? There's no way for the rib cage to go. Very often we pop up the ribs here, but here we have the rib cage fixed, and we're moving the shoulder blades, right? Towards the spine, and then push away from the spine. And then shoulder blades in towards the spine, and then push away from the spine. Beautiful. So find your therapy ball. Your left hand will be pressing into your support, and then we'll squeeze the ball in your right arm, and we'll reach the arm back behind us. All right. Reach back. So here we keep contact with the left block or your book, right? And that will keep our chest square to the floor. Reach back, reach, reach, reach. When it doesn't go any further back, you rotate and you go up and over. And your circle might be much smaller than mine, which is totally okay, right? We just want the chest to be square, remain square to the floor. You reach your arm back, internal rotation, and you start opening the armpit up towards the sky, up and over your head, and bring it forward. One more time, rotate in, reach back, reach. Open the armpit towards the screen or towards the wall. If you're doing the opposite side, and bring it down. Beautiful. So widen your knees, and then let's take a moment here. Rest on your forearms. Relax your right shoulder. And then come back up. We'll do it on the other side. It's totally fine if you decide to do this sitting up on a stool as well, okay? So let's tuck the toes under if you're stretching your toes with me. I'm gonna move so that you can see this side. So now my right hand is really pushing into the block, right? I'm not collapsing towards the floor, I push. So I squeeze the ball in my left hand, I reach it back. The chest stays square to the floor. Reach back, then rotate the armpit open, up. Keep reaching, reach, reach, and over. Beautiful. Reach back, rotate in, internal rotation. Open the armpit, up and over. One more time. Reach back, reach, rotate, up and over. Beautiful. Okay. So now put the ball off to the side. Move your support off to the side as well. And we'll make our way onto our hands and knees. Elbows and knees. Elbows are right underneath my shoulders, and the knees are right underneath my hips. So see how the chest wants to collapse down towards the floor? So push through the forearms so your spine is in neutral, but you're not rounding into your lower back. Move your elbows 2 inches forward. Keep pressing through the forearms. Relax your head down. Now think of sending your rib cage up towards the sky, and then slowly pull your sit bones towards your heels. It's a real intense, efficient stretch for your shoulders. And the main idea here is not to drop the chest towards the floor, but rather lift the ribcage up towards the ceiling while pulling the sit bones back to your heels. Take one more breath here. And you should feel a lot of engagement through the abdominal wall. That's the action of pulling the ribs into the belly while you're sending the ribcage up towards the sky. So thinking of breathing into your back, bottom ribs. And slowly come up. So I know that Gordon has some weights kicking around there. So Gordon, you can use your weights here. If you don't have weights, you just can reach your arms down by your sides. So I want you to lift your left shoulder up to your ear. And then you allow it to relax and pull it down. And lift it up to your ear and put it down. One more time, up and down. Now let's do the opposite side. Right shoulder up to your ear, down and up and down. See how the ear wants to go to the shoulder, so try to keep the neck completely straight while pulling the shoulder up to your ear. Now try both shoulders, up, as much as you can. Keep your elbows straight, your arms hanging straight down. See how the elbows want to come up, up, and then slowly, down. Now your left shoulder blade goes up. Now it moves forward, then down, and then back, and then up again. I'll turn sideways. Up, forward, down, back, and up. Forward, down, and back to center. Now other side. So the ribs want to pop up here. So make sure the ribs are in. Lift up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, and back. One last time. Ribs in, up, forward, down, and back. So beautiful. So now let's try both at the same time. I'll stay on my arm. We're gonna lift up. Now we're gonna move the left shoulder forward and the right shoulder back. And then down, and then we'll switch. So the right moves forward and the left moves back, and then shrug, and then switch. And the trick here is not to move the rib cage, right? So the left shoulder is forward, the right shoulder blade is back. Now shrug up to the ears. Keep shrugging up to the ears and then switch. So the shoulder blade, your right moves forward and your left moves back, and then you bring them down. One last time. Shrug, keep shrugging, and over to the opposite side, and then slowly down. Come back to center, shrug up, and then drop them down. Shake out the arms. Now find your blanket. I'll stand up for this one. So open up your blanket so that it's roughly sort of pull on the edges, and so it's roughly the length of your arms like this. Ribs in. We're gonna bring the blanket to the side, back behind us, and to the other side. Yay. So try to keep your torso nice and still. Keep pulling on your blanket. Keep moving your arms all the way around. So this can be done with a yoga strap as well. The most important part is to keep the ribs from keep popping up. So we actually work on the range in the shoulders rather than collapsing into the middle back, right? So go in one direction, keep pulling on your blanket. You can do this with a towel every time you brush your teeth as well, or take a shower. Go to the opposite direction. Try to keep your elbows straight. One more time. Beautiful. Okay. And then put your blanket off to the side. For the resting pose, I want you on your back and find your therapy balls. On Tuesday, we place them sort of at the base of our neck. And if this was way too intense for you, you can just rest with the blanket under the back of your head. So on Tuesday, we were placing the balls here, right? So now I want you to widen them and place them sort of right in the middle between the outer edge of the shoulder and your neck, right there. Go from the side onto your back, knees bent, and then placing your balls under your upper shoulder, sort of halfway between the outer side of the shoulder and your neck, right? And for most of us, this is a very sort of touchy, touchy spot. You can rest your head down and you can play with your arms here. So maybe you can move your arms like seaweed. So if you don't have to hold your breath to do this, you can interlock your fingers under the base of your head, bring your elbows together. So this is more intense. If you can tolerate more, you press into your feet and you lift your hips off the floor, and that will put more weight onto the balls, and then you can sway your upper torso, your torso gently side to side. So spend a few moments there, breathing into those spots where you feel the balls. Beautiful, and then take them slightly higher so they're just at the base of your skull, where your skull connects to your neck. You can put them back into their toed if they're sliding apart. If you have a lot of hair there, they might be catching on your hair as well. Relax your head down to the floor and rest for 5 minutes.